Hello again. My name is Dr. Mohsen, and I'm preparing a leadership series courses. Then you can go to the website, Trinity College, and watch them. Today, I'm going to talk about character because character is so important in leadership. If you don't have good character, it eventually destroy you. It kill you because personality and character is very important in leadership. But if you have good character, it doesn't mean that you are a good leader. But vice versa is correct. If you don't have a good character, you are not a good leader at all. So believe me, because if you don't have a good character, you can change it. You can change your character. If you don't believe me, believe in those that read and study these books, because a lot of people study this book and follow these books' rules, and they are successful. So if your character is not what you want it to be, you can change. It's up to you. You can change your character. Believe me, you can change. If you want to change it, you can change your character. Believe me. Though you cannot go back and make a brand new start. You cannot going back. You cannot have come back and have a good life because there is a lot of mistakes in your history. So you cannot have come back and have a good ending. But always, always you can start brand new and make a good ending. Brand new start. This could be the first day of the rest of your life. And without coming back, you can have a good new ending. Here are the three good reasons why good character is worth pursuing. Good character builds a strong trust. Because when you trust somebody, then you take a risk. Some people, it's different for some people. It's different for different person. All the people are different. So as a leader, you should know that trust is two-way street. Trust is two-way. You cannot ask somebody to trust you except you are able to trust them. Trust is two-way. Whether you like it or not, trust is two-way. I cannot ask you to trust me if I'm not able to trust you as well. But sometimes the things of the trust is so complicated because if you don't know anybody and if you encounter somebody and fresh start, you haven't met anybody. That's first when you meet somebody, how can you know that you can trust somebody or not? You cannot know that. So sometimes you have to risk it. You have to risk and trust people. But it depends on your baggages. It depends on your history. When you meet a lot of people, hypocrites in your life, then your heart getting closer and closer because your experience shows you that you cannot trust anybody. But sometimes you have to take a leap of faith and trust at least one person, not two or three, but just sometimes. But maybe that person break your trust as well. So what can you do? Sometimes you have to make a quick decision. That's why leadership is lonely place, because you have to make instant decision. Can you trust or not? That's up to you. And there is a different thing here that I can read. Trust is a risk game. Leaders must be the first one to end up, because leaders decide, and they have to decide, can we trust or not? But always trust is two-way. At the opposite end of the spectrum from inconsistency and broken trust is moral authority. Sometimes trust can be broken like this, believe me, because one mistake shows that that person cannot be trustable. But sometimes grace comes and said, okay, I can give that person a second chance. But in my case, I never give second chances. I say, no, go to hell. Hell no, I don't give second chance to those people to betray me, to lie to my face. So it's my case. But in general, leadership comes with a lot of responsibility, and you have to have a good character. And you have to know that good character is an essential thing that a leader should have, but it's not all things that he needs. Good character is not enough for a leader to be successful. I thought trust was nice to have. Of course, it's nice to have, but it's not enough, because it's essential, but it's not enough. Trust dramatically impacts real leadership issues, such as follower engagement, connection, buy-in, and effectiveness. So I thought trust was up to others. Now, as I said, trust has two ways. You cannot ask somebody to trust you unless you can trust them. I thought trust could only grow slowly. Sometimes, most of the time, is like this. But trust has different level. Now, I can trust somebody, and I go to the doctor and trust the doctor that give me medication. Even if my first time going to the doctor, I can trust the doctor. But I never trust a therapist, and I don't give my life decision on the hands of therapists. I cannot trust them. But when you are matter of death or life, if you want to make a decision that is very crucial, for example, a lifelong relationship, for example, marriage. When you want to marry someone, you cannot take advice from somebody that decided for you, oh, you are good together or not. You cannot do that. It's a serious decision, and you cannot let other people decide for you that your marriage should be go on or not, or start a marriage or not. So if you guys before marriage go to couple therapy for I don't care who, maybe he is pastor or another psychologist, I don't agree with that. It doesn't good choice in leadership, because leadership is not only for organization, leadership is for life as well. So there is a different level of trust. Sometimes you need to make decision, and it's a quick decision. So you consider the other person personality, other person character, and character absorb other people to yourself. If you are a good person, if you have a good quality, if you have a good character, other people comes to you automatically. But it doesn't mean that you are successful. Successful leaders embrace the 4 dimensions of character. The 4 dimensions, what are those 4 dimensions? Authenticity, and the second one is self-management. Third one is humility, and the fourth one is courage. So you have to have 4 of them to be a successful leader. Authenticity is obvious. You have to be transparent. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be yourself, not anybody else. If you want to be somebody else, of course, you are not a leader at all, because you are copying somebody else. You have to be original to be a leader. And self-management, you have to manage yourself. Humility, you have to be humble. You have to be humble, unless you see yourself above others. And then in this case, you are not a good leader. And if you see yourself above others. And then when you want to self-manage yourself, it comes to character. I believe the best guardrail on the decision you make before you face high pressure situation. Then the last one is courage. When you have a courage makes character possible. It empowers us to do what's right in the face of fear. I did a lot of things in spite of fear. I was fearful, but I did it again, because this is the character of a leader. Leader should have courage. Leader should be brave and face the difficulty and tackle all the difficulties. And these were 4 dimensions of character, and the leader should have. And a leader should value people. If you undermine other people under your care, of course, you should change your character. But develop the person of character within you. Embrace good values. And practice self-leadership. The essence of self-leadership is doing the right thing even when you don't want to do it. Sometimes, for example, gym. Sometimes I don't feel going to gym. Of course, gym are closer now. I hope they will be open soon. But sometimes I don't feel to go to gym, but I still go there. So sometimes you don't feel doing something, but you are doing it. That's self-management. That's self-leadership. Then by placing others first, you take the focus of yourself and therefore have a more difficult time being selfish. But sometimes you have to be selfish, because if you are not selfish, so how can you love yourself? You have to love yourself. Don't get me wrong. There is a definition of selfish. There is a definition of being selfish. Sometimes I have to be selfish. Why? Because if I don't love myself, believe me, if I don't love myself, then how can I love others? That's character of leader. So sometimes you have to be selfish. But when you love yourself enough, when it's overflow, when you love yourself enough, then you can love others as well. That's how leadership works. I see you in next video.